Nima, as you well know, one of the big issues that came up and it was incredible in the RIA is concurrent filing. This is huge. And I know people are talking about it, but given your experience and the number of cases you've seen and the nuances, maybe you could give us like an overview and then tell us some of the nuances that you're experiencing in this. But
yeah, I think, concurrent filing has been incredible. To put it in perspective, 90%, 95% of our clients were actually always outside of the United States, right? Earning white money in China, Vietnam, India, Brazil, the largest taker of EB-5 visas, patiently waiting for their applications to be approved. Since the RIA and concurrent filing, about 90% of our clients are actually Indian nationals in the United States. I think, there's been so much content now on concurrent filing. I think most people will know that the concurrent filing means you no longer have to wait for the EB-5 to be approved to pursue a green card. You can actually file the EB-5 as well as the 485 green card at the same time. I tell many of our clients in the United States that are already in an immigration process, the EB-5 is like the I-140. You have an EB-2, EB-3, but now you have an EB-5. Of course, the huge benefits are getting early work authorization, early travel authorization. It allows many of our clients to leave their employers or start their own business. But I think, some of the less discussed stuff, if you're in the United States and you don't have a US citizen child, and that child may be aging out, meaning, older than 21, and they have to go through their own immigration process, finding an H-1 sponsor. Well, if you file the concurrent filing, you file the 485, your child's age is permanently locked in. This is different than how the Child Status Protection Act keeps the age of the child when they're outside of the United States. So absolutely beneficial, right? Even up to the day that they turn 21, you file that 45 application, they are locked in forever. That's really huge. I think, also for the investors that are saying, well, listen, I need to get out of my job. I need to maybe start a side hustle, or I want to start my own business. You now have unrestricted work authorization on that EAD, right? You no longer have to look at fields of transferring your H-1 in same or similar. With post-COVID delays at consulates, some consulates were experiencing up to 1 year delays for H-1B stampings. A lot of our clients were unable to go home, visit family. It's been years since they've been able to do it. And part of that is the fear that the consular process of stamping would take so long that maybe it would jeopardize their job in the United States. Well, now you have an advanced parole. Unrestricted travel, you can come back and re-enter it just as you're a green card holder.
I mean, that is huge, and it's so much more humane for a lot of these investors, and they live their lives here.
So most of it has been H-1B. There are a fair amount of students that have been in the U.S. in the F-1. They maybe were not selected in the H-1 lottery. Maybe their OPT, which is their after education, after university work authorization is expiring, and they're kind of out of options. And now they found out about the EB-5, and they may have parents that have liquid capital to give them to get to the 800,000. So you definitely see a fair amount of that. The little bit of a difference for someone in an F-1 is it's a non-immigrant visa, meaning you're not able to always pursue a green card. But more importantly for an F-1 student, if you do pursue the green card, you actually can't leave the United States until you get the advanced parole.
Right.
So, during COVID, we were seeing advanced parole processing times of 12, 13, 14 months. It's very difficult to say to someone, hey, you can't leave, especially if you're a student, you have a longing to go back home. USCIS has dramatically improved processing times. We're once again seeing combo cards for the EAD and AP. So we can now tell someone whether they're in H-1 and if they've been in F and they've been in the US for a while, if you actually pursue the EB-5, we can have you in EAD and AP within 90 days. Wow. For you and your family. We can permanently lock in the age of your child. We can have an expectation of you with these new processing times having a green card in hand 2.5 years. And then, of course, with some of the other regulations, a return of your capital, in 5 or 6 years. So I think concurrent filing specifically, combined with the processing times, have created the healthiest market in EB-5 that I've seen.
Yeah, and the number of investors have increased so significantly because of this concurrent filing and the opportunities. I know it's going to get out there more and more, but thank you for those nuanced explanations. Appreciate it.
Thank you.